This right here, it's the new MediaTek Genio 720 DevKit. We just got it in the mail yesterday and we're dying to see what's inside. Come check it out with us. First of all, let's take a few seconds to talk about the packaging. We know all you really care about is what's inside, but we need to give credit where credit is due. And in all of our years of experience working with embedded devices, we've never seen a DevKit come in such nice packaging. The quality of the box feels amazing. You can tell this isn't likely to get damaged when shipping. Well, at least not so easily, which is important not only because of the money you will be paying for it, but most importantly because your project could get delayed because of a broken DevKit. Now, the box comes with all sorts of nice little details like MediaTek branding here on the front. Then you have your board series here on the top of the box, and you will get this nice board printout here on top of the box where you can see the MTA391, which is ultimately going to be the actual device you will be evaluating. Without further ado, let's crack open this bad boy up. Cool, the first thing you will see is this branded piece of cardboard with the MediaTek logo on it, which I assume is there to further protect the contents of the box. Now, this is our first look at the actual hardware that comes with the DevKit. Check this out. Right off the bat, the first thing that caught my attention is this set of tiny camera cables. And you might be wondering why. Well, that is because the previous gen DevKits like the G510 came with a camera module with a non-MIPI interface, which made testing other camera modules very difficult, for not saying simply impossible. This makes me very happy, and now I'm genuinely interested to see if the carrier board now comes with actual MIPI connectors. These are just regular camera antennas. They will help you out with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and all that stuff. And I can also see two different camera boards, the D8 camera board and the D9 camera board. Let's check them out. So let's start with the D8 camera. I'm gonna open it up. There you go. Cool. Seems to be a MediaTek branded camera module. It says 2450 and IoT Cam DTV D8V2, which I assume will make our lives easier when we're trying to find the DTV or the device tree to use with this little guy right here. But yeah, it's a very cool and tiny camera module. Comes with a MIPI connector on the other side, so right here. And of course, I can't wait to see what this little guy can do. Now onto the D9 camera board. I'm gonna take it outside here. It's a little box. So very similar to the D8 camera, at least aesthetically. Once again, it's a MediaTek branded module. It says 2450 IoT Cam DTV D9V2. You know, just another camera I can't wait to start playing with. Now, let's put this aside and onto the main event. Drum roll, please. Wow, that's a good looking board. It's very similar to the previous one with some slight differences. Let's take it out of that box and see it on the better lighting. It's very snug in there, so it's gonna require some filling, you know, just to get it out of there. But I think I can do it. All right, there you go. I'm gonna just put it in here on top of the box so that we can have a better look at it. Oof, this is cool. I don't think we had this fiberglass on the previous DevKits. I like it. Makes handling the board easier and no worries about touching the sensitive electronics components that could get damaged because of static. We do have the two MIPI connectors we were talking about earlier. That's amazing. So it's confirmed. We now can, well, at least in terms of physical connectors, plug any of the shelf third-party camera modules. Of course, there will be the software part to figure out, but calm down. That's what we do, and we'll be glad to help you integrate custom camera sensors onto your device. Now, continuing with the DevKit, the next change that I noticed and I really appreciate is that all USB ports are USB-C. On the previous gen DevKits, they used to be micro USB, which in current times makes finding cables a huge pain in the butt. Now that shouldn't be an issue. Of course, it has its very familiar DSI display that comes with all MediaTek DevKits. You know, the previous versions did too. This is not the exception. Then you get all your usual I/O connectors, like the Raspberry Pi header, which actually now seems to have two PWM interfaces. That was not the case in the previous version. At least in the G510, it used to have only one PWM interface, so that's very good. If if you need it. Then you also get two USB 3.2 connectors, one USB 2.0 connectors disguised as an USB-C, two UART connectors, and one USB-C power interface. Then there's your regular power barrel, two audio ports, one for the microphone, another one for the headphones or speakers. You get JTAG, CAN, and Ethernet, as well as a bunch of other stuff. And that is just on the top side of the board. Let's see what it hides on the bottom. Here you have an LVDS connector, a micro SIM port, a nano SIM port, and an M.2 5G module connector. And oops, I almost missed it. There's your handy dandy micro SD card slot, which is always useful. And I think that's all. One thing that I did not see anywhere on the board is either an HDMI or DisplayPort connector. So I assume if you are planning on connecting any displays to your system, you will have to use the DSI interface, just as they do here with their built-in display. Or if you get yourself a custom carrier board, then you might be able to enable HDMI or DP DisplayPort, taking into account that software support might not be ready for it yet. So custom software development might be required. Alright, that's gonna do it. We had a blast walking through the features of this new MediaTek DevKit. Can't wait to start working on new clients projects with it. And we'll be doing some R&D and testing with our kits. So subscribe and stay tuned for new videos about this amazing platform. See you next time.